Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Brief episode 4. So first of all, yeah, I know the title. Yes, this is not a concept art tutorial video. So this is just another video explaining a little bit further on what concept art really is. When I was starting out with this journey, I always find myself scouring over YouTube trying to find that golden concept art tutorial video. However, back then, the most attractive videos for me were just of people recording time lapse of them creating their images. I mean, make no mistake, they were great, straightforward, and most of all, it really jump started me to get fired up and just draw, you know, like try to achieve that same level of work I'm watching in their tutorials. So, this became a habit in the next following months when I started. Back then, it didn't occur to me that I was attracted to the image creation and less on the thought process behind the design. I mean, like, what is the artist's philosophy when coming up with a composition? Like, why is he using this specific shapes in design? Why is he going to this direction of lighting and mood? And my current study method is barely taking me somewhere. I was always doing a half-assed version of the tutorial I'm watching, and then I realized I needed to use a more focused approach. I learned to search with specific keywords and got into a rabbit hole into the history of concept art. Like how was concept art introduced to mainstream entertainment design? Like the value of concept art to commercial entertainment products versus its value as an image alone, you know? So my knowledge of the subject suddenly got broader. And then I stumbled on FZD. So Feng Zhu design. I think every beginner concept artist may have already known of this YouTube channel, but people in my batch is very familiar with Feng Zhu tutorials. So FCD made a huge impact in my knowledge since it was the first tutorial channel in YouTube that really explained concept art as more like a crucial stage to create an entertainment product than looking at it in a view of pure image creation. So it was then that I realized that concept artists are like architects, creating new buildings to be made, designing new buildings to be made. It has to have designs that will serve the purpose of the product. Like, say, for example, I mean, if I'm going to design a kitchen for a household, it should have a different layout versus a kitchen used in restaurants, because a restaurant should have a function wherein it can accommodate chefs versus a kitchen in the house will only accommodate, I don't know, a few people living in the house, which that kitchen is not going to be expected to have heavy duty use versus a restaurant. So concept artists should have that level of decision making when approaching a design, because in entertainment products, a game has different design need, just as a movie would have their own set of metrics, their own set of language. Okay? A game is more likely going to focus on the game's universe because it's going to be expected to be interactive to the players, wherein a movie is going to be catered to audiences that will just be watching rather than being immersed. Well, of course, there's going to be a level of immersion when it comes to story. However, it's not as much as the game, wherein the immersion really revolves around the players exploring the world. They have the world at their disposal, wherein a movie is just very superficial. Like the audience is just hovering over the duration of the movie. So yeah, enough on that. So with FZD, that was the level of conviction I had in terms of learning more in depth of, the profession. So since then, I look at concept art as a process, okay? It's not a singular image. One can call a finished illustration of an image concept art, okay? For me, concept art is the whole package. It should have exploration sketches, multiple mock-up designs, multiple iterations that shows the development of the design resulting from multiple back and forths with your colleagues or your art director. So what am I saying? So the next time you try to find that next concept art tutorial, make sure that it has the whole package and not just talking about we're gonna create a fantasy landscape. I know, that's basically the first episode of the creative brief. However, I needed to find something easy to create for a first episode. So yeah, don't worry, I am in full awareness that, since the first episode, I was not really creating concept art. Rather, I'm just creating, fancy illustrations to lure in audience such as you listening to me right now. So unless the tutorial you are looking or watching shows you at least the part where they're undergoing exploration sketches, that's all right, because at least you're watching them fail and succeed until they found the right thumbnail or the right composition. So again, I wouldn't even consider the thing I'm doing right now in this video concept art. It just happened that I got into a search spiral in Google, then I noticed epic Arctic landscapes. Then I remember I could pretty much cook up a generic mountainous snow environment in Blender quickly. And then I tried it and here we are, So how can you start doing a much focused approach moving forward? Right? That's the golden question. Honestly, it should be very apparent at this point that you should accept the fact that generating multiple designs of a singular idea is the only key. Okay, there's no way out of that. Better get used to that process now than to only adjust when you're already in professional work. Trust me, when you're already in the field and you're still adapting, you'll see impossible things get done on a daily basis by your workmates. And the thing is, they don't have any tricks, okay? The only trick is you just have to put the same amount of work, the same amount of effort of the people around you are doing. You don't overthink, you just adhere to your art directors and you execute. That's basically it, and get used to the fact that you're expected to generate as much designs on a daily basis. So trust me, if you're already in this philosophy as you create your next portfolio piece, you're more than ready to be in a studio, honestly. But of course, that is in consideration that you're tailoring your outputs to their type of work, And that's basically another topic, and perhaps we can create another video on that, on, targeting that studio, tailoring your portfolio to that specific studio's output, because that's basically how I'm approaching it, So yeah, and actually that's the end of the video, and apologies, this is actually the shortest I've done compared to the creative brief, but I believe this is very crucial and very useful for beginner artists. So yeah, so see you in the next video, and then thank you for sitting with me in this episode. Goodbye.